5:56 on the new CHEX Daily. Just when you thought it was time to really kick back and enjoy the summer, it's time to get your kids thinking. We welcome Kate Winn to the round table. She's been a teacher for 14 years and she is the This Mom Loves blogger. Why is it so important to get kids working on other projects during the summer to keep their brains going?
Well, there are some skills kids tend to lose over the summer, sometimes reading skills, sometimes their math facts, but really summer isn't about like workbooks and textbooks and things like that. They're doing so much natural learning anyway, so today I just kind of wanted to share some tips for ways you can work that in throughout your summer holidays.
I like that you said natural learning and no textbooks, because if I was a kid and it was summer and someone dropped a math textbook in front of me, there'd be problems.
Exactly, exactly.
What are you suggesting?
Well, the first most important thing I think is to try to spark or fuel your kids' love of reading, because that's going to do everything for them at school in the future. So maybe that means helping them find books at their level that interest them. Sometimes kids have trouble with that. Or sometimes we stop reading out loud to our kids as they get older.
Yeah,
and I have started reading Anne of Green Gables to my girls this summer. They can read on their own now, and so I kind of slacked off, but they're loving that. So I'm revisiting a classic, and we're having fun doing that together, so that's really fun.
Yeah, well, being out of school, too, they're not making that weekly trip to the library. So remember that there's still a library in town you can go and visit and have fun.
Absolutely, take advantage of that, too. And if you're traveling at all, you can have kids look things up on websites. It doesn't matter if you're going to Europe or just going to the zoo. Everybody's got a website now, and so kind of that motivates them, too, when they can use technology to get reading. And it all counts. Doesn't matter if it's fiction, nonfiction, comics, anything goes if they love reading.
That's what I was going to say, is that it almost seems like the book is going by the wayside these days, and kids are attached to their iPads and their computer screens.
Yeah.
But as long as they're still reading, right?
Oh, absolutely, yeah, for sure. Especially over the summer. I mean, there's lots of required reading during the school year, but when it's free time, you just want them to enjoy what they're reading.
All right.
You have a special little book that you brought along. You're not going to find this in any library.
Well, no, because I wanted to mention writing too. And the real thing with writing and kids is to get them writing for real purposes. So get them writing like lists of things that they need on their road trip, or a ghost story to share at the campfire, like anything that's real. And so this was actually a travel journal that my mom bought for my daughter when we were going out east 3 years ago. And so some days she just, wrote her own thing, and you don't worry about spelling or punctuation, any of that. You just let them do their own thing. Some days I would write in it for her and recap what we did, and then the kid sees a model of what good writing should look like. But she's got ticket stubs, she's got all sorts of things in here. And so it really became a nice keepsake for her. For her to have of the whole trip. So,
and handy for you too now, even these few years later. Does she go through this?
She still does, yeah, and she even kind of adds things to it sometimes. I mean, this trip is long gone, but sometimes she'll still put little notes in the back, and it's really nice to have.
And easy too, right? Just a few bucks for
absolutely,
for something like that.
Yeah, for sure.
For folks who need a little bit of inspiration, are there any spots where people can go to get a few ideas on how to move things along for the kids?
One thing that with math, I know for sure, sometimes parents don't know, what is my kid supposed to know? What did they learn last year? What should they be ready for this year? The Ontario Ministry of Education website, it has all the curriculum documents there, so parents can look and see, okay, they're supposed to be able to tell time to the half hour now. And that's the sort of thing that you can really work into your summer. Telling time, measurement, temperature, everybody's always talking about the temperature, work that in with your kids, baking, all those sorts of things where you can do real life math, money for sure. Absolutely, and those things sometimes they learn them 1 year and then we don't really revisit them as teachers until the next year, and kids kind of lose some of it in between, but that's all stuff you can do just regular day to day with your kids.
So keep your kids inspired over the summer, keep those brain cells active, make it practical and real life. We hope to have Kate Winn back again a couple of times over the rest of the summer with more great tips on keeping our kids thinking. Thank you very much.
Great, thank you.
And once again, we can always check out your blog, and the name of your blog is again?
This Mom Loves.
This Mom.
This Mom Loves.
This Mom Loves.
This Mom Loves.
So be sure to check it out. Kate Winn, thank you so much for coming on and joining. You've inspired me to start reading again.
Wonderful.
All right, Newswatch at 6 starts right now.